right, we're going to move on to chapter 2. Now you're going to notice a couple of changes with this new chapter. The first thing that we're going to do that's going to add to the change, and I would definitely write this down. Number 1, we are no longer expanding. So no expand when we do our problems. And we'll talk about this as we do things. We're also going to do something called combine like terms. And the third thing we're going to do is we're going to divide. And this is something more like maybe what you're used to when you're solving problems. In chapter 2, we have a couple of standards. One is solve for various variables. And another one is order of operations intermediate. So notice that we're going away from the basic, it's becoming more involved. And I'm also going to introduce some different variables. So you're not going to just see an X. You could see a Y, an M, a Z, a P, a Q. We're going to grab different variables. So let's go ahead and start with the first problem. Again, it's important to do the problems exactly like I show you in the notes. When you do your problems for practice or your homework, do them just like this. Notice the directions, solve, and then check your answer. So let's go ahead and let's write this original equation. So 5m minus 2m equals m plus 8. Okay, so if you remember before, we would have, m plus m plus m plus m. We're not doing that anymore. We're going to combine like terms. So if I have 5 m's or 5 x's and I take away 2 of them, I end up with 3m. So I've got 5 monkeys, you take away 2 monkeys, you get 3 monkeys. That's what it means when I say combine. And then I'm going to go ahead and write down the other side of the equation. Now, rather than writing 3m plus 3m plus 3m, we're not doing that. Notice that, what can I do to each side? Well, I've got 3 m's on the left side, and I got 1 m on the right side. So I can go ahead and I can subtract an m from each side. I'm going to draw my line. 3m minus m is 2m, and that equals 8. Now, the next step, rather than just guessing, we can move further. You're going to notice that between the 2 and the m right there, there is an m. Okay, so any number in front of that m, what we're going to do is there's multiplication between these two. We're actually going to divide. So this is a little bit maybe more like you're used to. What I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So I'm going to divide by 2, and I end up with m equals 4 because 8 divided by 2 is 4. So whichever number is in front of this m, that's what I divide both sides by. So if that 2 was 3, I divide by 3. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do our check. And the check you're going to notice is identical to what we did before. So this actually should be the easiest part. So I'm going to go 5. I'm going to take out the m and I'm going to put in a 4 minus 2 parentheses 4 equals parentheses 4 plus 8. One step at a time, I'm going to multiply. So 20 minus 2 times 4 equals 4 plus 8. Multiply, I get 8. And then I write all that other stuff down. And I get 20 minus 8, which is 12. And 4 plus 8, that gives me 12. And that's a check. Let's move on to the next problem. Again, we're going to write the original. And again, rather than writing 3 plus y, I'm going to leave it. There's nothing to combine on this side, but you're going to notice that on the other side, right here, there's a 2y and a minus y. So what I'm going to do is I go 2 minus 1 is 1, so I get y plus 4. So I'm going to combine like terms. Now, we're going to go to the next step. You're going to notice that I got y's on either side. How many can I subtract? Well, I can subtract 1y from each side. I end up with 3 plus y equals 4. You notice I got numbers on each side. The largest number I can take away is 3. So minus 3 minus 3. And I end up with y equals 1. Again, it's really important. If I can take away a variable, I'm going to take it away. If I can take away a number, I'm going to take it away. You're going to take away as much as you can, but you're only going to do one at a time. Never take away variables and numbers on the same move. They are two separate moves. We're going to go ahead now and we're going to move to the check. So 3 plus 2y equals 2y minus y plus 4. I'm going to take out the y and I'm going to put in 1 with the parentheses. Right? First step, I'm going to multiply. So this is a 2. And I can go ahead and I can multiply on this side too, because again, they're like two separate problems. Add from left to right. So 5 equals 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 4. And I get 5 equals 5. So again, the main ideas of today is you are no longer going to expand. Instead, you're going to combine your like terms. And then when you get to the very bottom, you're going to divide. Now you're going to notice I could divide by here by 2. Notice on this problem, there was nothing to divide because there's a 1 in front of the y. So if I divide by 1, that doesn't change my answer. So I technically don't need to do that. If you have any questions, let me know.